Aloha and mahalo as we look at OKO Knife Counter number 3. Today we've got a knife coming in from the opponent's right hand across the knife line 1, but across our line 4. Once again, my left foot is slightly forward in pre-position number 2. We are in the green zone. The attack is coming from 12 o'clock. As the knife comes in, we want to go to a zone of sanctuary. In this particular case, I want to go into the front of my opponent and not go to the corners or behind him. I'm going to shorten that distance and take a step with my left foot as I outward knife hand, chop towards his wrist and grab. So once again, in one motion, it's step, chop, and grab. Now once again, I want to control the hand. Step and grab. Immediately then, I'm going to push, pull, and strike underneath the elbow. I'm going to hook to control. I'm going to borrow balance, borrow force for the knee. I'm going to take a shimmy or step drag back. Pass through to present the knife, strip the weapon, and in my particular case, my follow through, so once I strip the weapon, since my fist is already facing palm up, I'm going to palm up, drag the knife through the carotid, drop back, and poke. And throw his arm down, cross, and cover out, in my case, towards 430. Once again, step, chop, push, grab, knee, pass through, strip, slice, slice, stab. Once again, stay tuned as we look at the concepts and principles contained in OKO Knife Counter number 3. One, we have to remember our lines. Me as the attacker, my lines start with line 1, line 2, depending on the system. The lines that I was introduced to in FMA, line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5, and we'll stop there. As the defender, when he's coming along line 1, that is going to be my line 4. Or if I am the attacker, I consider that my line 3 from 130 to 730. As a defender, that's coming in at my 1030 to 430. As this knife is coming in, once again, we need to control the wrist. So the first thing we do, right, step out, knife hand chop, watch the elbow. We don't need to do chicken wings, but we want to put him in chicken wings. I'm going to grab, strike, and grab. I'm going to strike the wrist and grab at the meaty part of the hand to restrict the movement of the knife. If I just grab at the wrist, guess who's getting filleted? Once again, grab at the meaty part of the palm to help control the weapon. As I control the weapon, then what I'm going to do is to manipulate and strike up and in. Notice left hand came down, right hand comes up, opposing forces. So we have the re-grab, we have the break. We're modifying our opponent's height, his width, and his depth. Once again, this is also going to be a push-pull. After I strike to get to the knee, I'm going to hook. Whether it's the shape of the crane or whether I want to mako this, it's up to you. As I row the canoe, push and pull into the knee. As I push-pull in the knee, once I've hooked or I've makoed, I can actually now lean and borrow his balance and also borrow his force as I'm pushing, pulling him in. Once again, like two cars colliding at 30 miles an hour each is a 60-mile-an-hour crash. So I'm going to borrow his balance and create that 60-mile-an-hour crash. After the knee strike, now I've disoriented him. Now we're going to do what's called a pass-through. His arm was coming in, it was stopped, and now it's out to the side to allow the push-pull in for the knee. Now the arm's out here, we're going to pass through. Notice now the opposite negative body posture to allow me then to disarm the knife. Once again, the thumb is the gate. My palm is already up. All you need to do is to strip the weapon either up or down to strip it from my hands, using the thumb as the gate. And then your follow-up techniques, clear and cover. So what concepts and principles have we either reiterated or learned in OKO Knife Counter number 3? There's the re-grab, modifying our opponent's height, his width, and his depth to give us time. There's push-pull, rowing the canoe, as we have talked about before. There's borrowing balance and borrowing force from our opponent. There's the pass-through. There's obviously, with each of our knife and stick counters, there's DDCD, deviate, deflect, control, and disarm. So how have we done that in this technique? So once again, the knife's coming in. I've deviated the line by stopping it with the chop and grab and deflected the path of the weapon. Now, control already starts at that grab. The control continues as I strike, strike. Now with the pass-throughs, continued control to the disarm. So the majority of the time in our techniques is the C in DDCD. Deviate and deflect should be quick. Control is a longer period of time, and very soon after then comes the disarm. And also remembering, once again, that the thumb is the gate of the hand. Attacking at the thumb and not the rest of the grip to strip a weapon, whether it's a stick, a knife, a club, or a gun. With that, this has been a look at OKO Knife Counter number 3, concepts and principles. Aloha and mahalo.